Alright, hey, this is second video log. Um, the first one last night that I did, the audio is terrible. I had music playing in the background, and you can't barely even hear what the hell I'm saying. So I guess this is more proper as being the first one. I know in the last vlog I was rambling on about the calendar and then the magic wand Harry Potter thing. But today's been pretty good. I haven't ever since getting off of this drug Reserpine or Reserpine. I don't know how to say it. And because it had really messed with my my sleep patterns. So I was having what was called some people call it morning insomnia, but its real technical term is called terminal insomnia, and that I know that sounds like terminal. Oh, that sounds terrible. No, it's not terminal as in like, you know, it's never going to end. It's terminal as in such as like, think of it as being a subway and it stops at each terminal, or an airport where each terminal is a different plane, is loading for different planes and such. And that's what happens with the med. I'd fall asleep at night, but then once it became morning, usually around 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, I would wake up, and it would just, like, you know, slap me in the face, wake me up. And I normally sleep until about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and that was before I started taking the Reserpine. And now that was slowly screwing everything up, and I was waking up real early, and you try to get going back to sleep, but you just can't. It just it won't let you. So that was really tiring and annoying. Plus it left loads of dopamine and norepinephrine just floating around in my brain, because the drug blocked the receptor sites. It was a presynaptic reuptake inhibitor. Unlike everything else that I take, is, you know, it's postsynaptic, and that's what other SSRIs and other antipsychotics, that's how they work. They work in the brain to stop the combining at the receptor sites. But today I just, like, about 20 minutes ago, I just got it from a nap, because I was so tired, and which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense considering I'm actually sleeping way better, and I'm sleeping without being interrupted at any point in time. But it's because of the Reserpine, and there was it has a half-life of like a week, which is nuts. Which means basically once you stop taking it, it stays in your body for that long period of time. Um, some antipsychotic drugs, they don't stay around very long. Other ones stay, for ridiculous amounts of time, and that's why there's so many side effects. Um, and I think today was a side effect of um, actually having plenty of dopamine and norepinephrine receptor sites open, and them bonding, and then what that did was in turn made me sedated more than usual. I mean, because I got up, I had a cup of coffee, I had some breakfast, and I just couldn't keep my eyes open. So I just I was like, well, I could drink another cup of coffee, but nah. So I just came upstairs and laid down, went to bed, take a nap. I thought it was the only way to fix any of that. But so in these vlogs, I'm primarily going to be talking about my everyday or every so often, basically what's going on with my mental state. I'm gonna try to use this kind of like a backboard, something to bounce ideas off of. Not necessarily, I mean, people can respond in the comments on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. But if there's any questions about the science or whatnot that I'm talking, I know I used lots of really big words earlier, norepinephrine and receptor sites. If any of that science is confusing, I can try and extrapolate exactly what all that nonsense means. But yeah, I wanted something that I could talk to, because I talk to myself plenty, and I kind of figured, well, if I'm talking to myself as if though I'm talking to an audience anyway, might as well, record it and and then load it up, and therefore I would actually have an audience. So, like I said, this is going to deal mostly with my mental illnesses, which was diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic about 4 years ago. Actually, it's coming up in the end of this month, or the beginning of, I think it was the beginning of October, 4 years ago. So now my diagnosis is it's still schizophrenia, but it's in the family of schizophrenic symptoms, and it's called a schizoaffective disorder, and that deals with it allows for the mood disorders to kind of come into the place. It's not like I'm not bipolar, but I can have manic and depressive episodes. So it's this really strange thing that even the DSM-4 in whatever revision it is now, I mean, they still can't really put a finger on what exactly schizoaffective is. So they just, whenever they have a bunch of different psychoses and they can't really figure out, okay, where do these go? Okay, well they just dump them in the schizoaffective disorder pile. You know, I mean, the DSM-5 is gonna subcategorize everything once it's released, but they keep pushing back the DSM-5, and because actually DSM-5 should have been out already, but it was over a year ago that I remember them saying, "Oh, it's going to be delayed by whatever because of some crazy new revisions they had to make." But then again, it is a diagnostic manual, so you're going to have problems with it. But anyway, I'm going to cut this. We just went over 10 minutes. I don't want to make these things too long because then people won't watch them because they'll get bored. You know, kind of like you walk onto a website and someone's written a bunch. It's just a wall of text. And it's just like too long, didn't read. And you know, same thing with this. Too long, didn't watch. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy.